Hi guys, Thursday, August 29th, about 2:15 in the afternoon. And just a follow-up video here on Zillow. A little bit of a strange request to follow up on Zillow. Normally I get the request for a follow-up when my call has been wrong. It's interesting and a nice kind of a nice change to get the request when it depends on how you played it. When I was arguably wrong, but I think what I said was fairly accurate. So this is Zillow, and the date in question, the linked video or the linked post, it was for a long here, and what I said was on a close at this price close or lower, it was a good entry, right, in light of having taken out the high here, right? But here's what happened the very next session. Zillow opened below what would have been your stop, right? Your stop would have been below 87.64, right? So even if it was a nickel below, Zillow opened at 87.50, right? So there was no trade there, right? Or there shouldn't have been a trade there. You shouldn't have entered. If it opens below your stop, there's a pretty good indication that it might not be a good idea to get in, right? So Zillow opened there and proceeded to go even lower, right? In fact, it took out, I had discussed several levels, here, of course, and here being kind of the final. And what I said was, if it broke this level, then you should step aside and wait for Zillow to reassert to the upside, given how quickly it's growing, so on and so forth, right? So sure enough, it broke down, gapped down, and then proceeded to take out the high of this bar, right? So this actually ends up being the interim low, right here at 79.99, right? And the high is 81.82, so call it 83. But even if you want to just take the high of this cluster and buy the 3-bar high, you're talking about 85, 38, 39, 40, somewhere around in there, and then using a stop below here, and you're off to the races. Yes. So we're seeing without much argument from anyone, we're seeing the stock reassert to the upside. Folks are coming in and buying the stock. I have no idea why this is happening on a fundamental basis. That's not my gig. That's not what I do. My principle is don't know, don't care, right? It is performing, right? And if you're in here, it's a pretty good name to stay in. Presumably we're going to be able to get up through these highs, and my guess would be you run into a real challenge at 100, just because it's a round psychological number, and then it will be time to reassess there and just see how the stock is trading and whether or not you think it can go higher. Okay, so that's where we stand on Zillow. For my 2 cents, I would certainly try to hold, to maybe just in front of 100. And then depending on what your position size is, if you have more than one of the units that you trade, I would cut, call it half of it at that level, and then just sit back and see what I could gather from the stock as it proceeds to presumably go substantially higher. Okay. I hope this helps. Ask the trader at theartofsimpletrading.com. If you have questions, comments, be careful with insults. I don't take to them very kindly. And that's it. We'll talk to you guys at the next video.